Ralph.
Hi, Nick. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Fine. We had a great travel here.
He's lying with jet lagged. What?
He's jet lagged. I'm not used to that.
No, I hear you.
Hello, you are. I'm not in by visual, but I'm in by audio.
Very good to see you, Dr. Kamadabali. Or hear you, rather.
Yeah. Okay, now it's okay.
Ah, there you are. Hi.
No problem.
You all very good, very good. So I rotate. Last time
Hi,
was
Sam. How are you doing?
Yeah,
last
good.
time was in
Well, guys.
Harare, Zimbabwe. Now it's in London.
Oh, wow. As am I, but I'm flying out this afternoon.
Looks like everyone's traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, you are in London? Anyone is in London now?
I'm in
No.
London right now.
Oh, if you're not leaving, come for tonight's dinner. We have a very exciting dinner.
I'm afraid I have to be on a flight this evening out of Heathrow.
Okay. Madam Rashmi is here. Your friend, for your friend.
Oh, lovely, Madam Rashmi. Give her my
In
best.
fact, I am for your information. First, I'm in her home, in London home. Yeah, her dear with everyone. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Hello, Garrett.
Hello.
Garrett, hi.
So everyone's traveling but me. I'm right here in Dubai where I should be.
Everyone has some trouble.
You know what? Even Ali Makki is with me in London.
Oh,
I
wow.
brought-
Nice.
Yeah,
Right on.
Give my best to her.
yeah, sure.
I believe Ralph and Tris are both in Singapore, right?
We came to KL now. Yeah.
KL.
Okay. Singapore, KL.
Pretty close. It's pretty close when you zoom out.
Close.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you are at our destination.
Just a stone throw away.
Yeah.
Got frozen.
No, we're just
No,
waiting
no,
for.
We're waiting.
I
I
think
believe we have your guests.
Rodi is there, so let's see
Yeah.
if he joins us.
Yeah, I think your signal is not.
There she is. Hi, Rodi. Hi.
Rodi, hi. Hello.
You need your microphone on.
You're on mute. Unmute, please.
Sometimes it takes the back off.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, there she is.
Can you hear me
Perfect.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
perfectly.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Rodi. How are you
Hello.
doing? How things going?
Good.
I'm glad we now have someone on the ground who has been working on the project and can explain the project in more detail.
Sure.
There's some background noise for somebody.
Yeah, hang on. I'll take care of it. Hang on. Boleh tolong.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's the TV. The TV was on.
Sounded like a car chase or something.
Screeching time.
It's the Black and Blue movie. It's a police chase thing movie.
Yeah.
So the blue of the police, yeah.
Right.
Are we all in order now?
Yes, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think we can begin. So thank you everyone for joining us on this very special Boardroom Zoom. It is amazing to see what we've been able to achieve in the last 2 weeks. Sign-ups are, I think, just crossing the 234,000 mark. So it's really exciting to, yeah, you're right, 334,000.
Yeah, I just saw
Don't
it.
cheat us, man. Don't
Get
cheat
into
us.
350.
I do
What's
apologize.
100,000 between
Went a little bit backwards there. Missed out on 100,000 of our community.
More or less.
And we are very much snowed under with KYC. We have created some VIP groups with some of our key market leaders to expedite their KYC. But it seems to be more of the same story. A significant feedback from you guys, the community asking for a little bit more time. We cannot give time for this process indefinitely, but we can give a little bit more time. And Garrett will be able to run you guys through what the scheduling is like over the next week as we try to manage and close everything off so that we can begin the program and of course begin the deployment. So in a nutshell, we will be extending for 3 more days registrations. And Garrett will have more information on that. Also, it'll be great to do a further dive into the project. I believe we have our guest here today, Ronza, who will be explaining the project in more detail on how they started and put this together. It's great to have some female representation as well to these boardroom Zooms. As I apologize. Unfortunately, a lot of these real estate projects are very male dominated. So we do hope to change that up moving forward as well. So we'll have a little bit more visibility into the boots on the ground, the projects as they go from planning into the construction phase. And of course, since everybody's traveling, I'm sure there's a lot of updates everyone can provide, especially with Kamalabadi in London, etc. So those are the 3 things we want to talk about. But I'm sure everybody here is most interested in the timelines for the boardroom Zoom. For the subscriptions. So Garrett, please take it away.
Hey, thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. So as you were saying, we're extending the EPP for another 3 days, which will be November 1st, 00 hours GMT, to give you beautiful people some more time to get those registrations in and for us to kind of siphon through all the KYCs and the private groups that Sam was mentioning, so we can get some big ticket people taken care of. We've got, like you said, 333,000 registrations, which is huge. We're trying to push it to 500K, and I do believe that we're going to reach it for sure. We're pushing fast. Everybody's really taken a liking to the platform so far, and we're really excited that this is doing so well, so fast. Another point is we're going to hard pause on new registrations effective the 1st of November for 4 solid days. And this will be to basically cover KYC, pending KYCs, because there are quite a few. I think we smashed through about half of the KYCs, and we're working on that on a daily basis and trying to get them processed as fast as we can. We love seeing all of your beautiful faces and all your pictures. And please just make sure that when you do your KYCs to basically handle it accordingly so we don't deny them, because then you have to do some extra work, and then we have to do some extra work, and we can't focus on other people. So that's point number 2. And then point number 3 is activations, deposits, and withdrawals are starting from the 5th of November, which is pretty exciting. That means we're basically going live. So after the 4th of November, we got about 24 hours until we're accepting activations, deposits, and withdrawals. So it's pretty exciting for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Garrett.
The question is that means our subscription period of opening to closing is only 24 hours. So everybody has to be ready to move in that period.
Yes, open the floodgates.
On the 5th of February, definitely. So without KYC, we're not able to process any deposits because we are a fund, so we need to ensure that everything is structured in the right way. Even though we are taking the decentralized autonomous organization to a new level of compliance, we still operate as a traditional fund. So as you would understand, without KYC, then we cannot accept any deposits, and that's just how things go with any kind of fund, or even if you were to open any kind of account with any financial institution, they need to know who you are. The reasoning is because we are deploying this capital into a real government-backed master plans, and this is no joke, because these projects will need to know our source of funds. So we need to make sure that our source of funds are fully traceable to ensure that we're making sure that we're fitting their criteria. And that is why after the hard clause on Tuesday, we will be opening up another 4 days for ourselves with no new registrations to process everyone's KYC. So please not only register, but put in your first attempt at submitting your KYC by Tuesday. Because if you put in your first attempt on Friday and we only have 24 hours to process your KYC, we might not be able to get to it in time. But the hard clause to registration will start on the Tuesday. So if you're not registered by then we're gonna not be able to have the ability to service you and have you be a part of the journey on day one. So we really want that to happen, and therefore strongly emphasize that since the feedback has been overwhelming and you guys are asking for it, a little bit of an extension. So we're listening to you, we're doing it, an extra 3 days. Let's move this close to 500,000 or even surpass 500,000, so that both Farzam, Nick, Ralph, Tris, myself, and of course Ali Maki, who set that target to us, has big smiles on their faces. With such a large community built within a period of less than 3 weeks, I'm sure this is a huge success, especially for the DeFi ecosystem. Because we are offering something that is very unique, very real, and of course have significant benefits for everyone who participates. So now I'd like to hand over to Tris, as your guest needs a bit of an introduction, and I'm sure you'll be able to make a much better introduction to her and the Langkawi project much better than I can. Over to you, Tris.
So Roddy has been working with our team, with Adriana, and so Robbie tirelessly, actually. She's been amazing. Both Adriana and Roddy have been amazing. They've put in enormous amounts of work with no reward up till now. So I'm very, very grateful for what they've been doing. Roddy has, I think, 10 years of experience working from Dubai on some of the major projects in Dubai. I think you work for His Excellency there as well. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about your background, Roddy.
Hello, everyone. Roddy here. So my experience, actually, I've my professional qualification is as an interior designer. So I graduated way back in 1991. So that's in total about 30+ years of experience already. Half of it, 15 years, I've been working in Dubai, doing all the Middle East project, Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Oman, and few others. And I have also been working with His Royal Highness Sheikh Sultan, the late Sheikh Sultan bin Zayed Al Nahyan, for about 3 years. I was overseeing all his properties in Pakistan, Morocco, Abu Dhabi, and some in Al Ain as well. I left His Highness's management office back in 2015 to pursue another job opportunity in in Dubai with AE7. It's a big architectural engineering company. And then I just came back actually to Malaysia just last year, because of COVID. I don't want to be too far from my family. So came back here. And of course, I've known Sir Robert back in Dubai. We've been friends, for so long in Dubai. And he had, I feel so honored that he wanted me to collaborate with him on this project that he had envisioned for so long. And he wanted it to be in Langkawi Island, which is up north Malaysia. So from then on, we have been brainstorming and then working on how the project is going to be. Of course, Robert was the brainchild of this project, and I'm just giving him those nudge and some help in design, of course. And then because I have my Langkawi Island is very close to my heart. I even have a little property there, a piece of land there that I wish to live on my retirement days. So I got Robert connected to the how do you say authority in Langkawi, which is LADA. We call them LADA, the Land Development, the Langkawi Development Authority. And from there on, it looks like our vision is coming to reality. We hope to realize this vision soon. And yeah, so that's in a nutshell how I am involved in this collaboration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roddy. Yeah. We learned from our Seremban experiences, and we went to LADA, which is a division of the Ministry of Finance. So this is the federal government, not a local government in Langkawi. And we've asked them for a 2080 joint venture, as we've done with Seremban. We should be receiving that sometime early next year, so that's in process. They've been very, very cooperative and helpful. I've met them now 3 times, so I'll be meeting them again very soon. They're very keen to work with us. They see the opportunity. There are a number of projects. There's 5 on the Hill, which is the first one we'll be doing, Roddy, yeah. And then we're moving to 257, right? That's another one later on.
Yep, that's a bigger one, much bigger.
That's the one I love most.
Yes. So the 5 on the Hill would be luxury apartments and residentials. We are moving towards 100 or more than 100, probably 150 units of luxury apartments. And it's going to be on the sea slopes, on the hill slopes facing the sea. And it's going to be like on a staggered terrace. So that's actually the initial plan at the moment. And hoping the design will kick off very, very soon. I think another visit to the site should do any time with this next month, probably when Robert is here. Yeah, but that one is progressing very well in terms of design and site studies.
And the key, Roddy, is that we have permission so that we can move rapidly ahead with that. And we're purchasing from the Dowager Queen of Kedah, so it's coming through the royal family. So it's a very special piece of land. I know Ralph has seen it. What did you think of it, Ralph?
Oh, I love it. It's a beautiful place.
It is.
Yeah, it's marvelous. Yeah, it's like in paradise. The whole island, by the way, it's wonderful. Within our last boardroom meeting, we talked a little bit of Langkawi, and this might be one of the best parts of all the island. I love this place.
Correct. Yep. The view is you can never find another view like that. I think in most
Right.
parts of the world, it's really up there.
Yeah, it has a fantastic ambience, and whoever gets to live there will be very, very fortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to making that a reality. And the other bigger project is a university project. So it's close to
Yeah.
the heart of the government, close to the heart of the people in Langkawi, because it'll be directly benefiting them, not even financially, but also in terms of teaching them to fish and to grow the skills within the island. So this is a very key project, a very meaningful one, and will make a difference to a lot of people's lives. So yeah, and Roddy's been amazing because she's drawn out all the plans and designs
Thank you.
for the company and for the projects, and so thank you for all that hard work.
Thank
And
you.
as I say,
I'm
without reward, so far. So that's massively appreciated. Thank you for that.
A little bit more I want to add for the 257. At the moment, we're calling it plot 257 or Langkawi Indah, as how Robert liked to address it. So on this 34 acres of land, our plan is to have majorly a university complex, a international high school and middle school. Of course, we're going to have all the facilities for the students there, accommodations, a sports center, which is going to be shared also by the residents of this plot. So on these 34 acres, we hope to build housing community in 12 of these 34 acres. So some of it will be in apartments and some on landed properties. And also we will have some sort of a mall, probably an open plan, open space, indoor-outdoor mall facing the sea. Of course, this piece of land is also smack on the beach. It's actually across the road from the beach there, and the beach is one of the best in Langkawi. And then, yep, and also there will be 2 or 3 boutique hotels planned to be on this property as well, on this piece of land as well. So overall, it's going to be a little city, and it's going to be very well designed with a lot of new technologies to keep it sustainable. And it's going to be one of the example city for the rest of the country, and hopefully for the rest of the world probably. It's going to be a very, we're going to start from a 34 acres, but it's going to be a huge example for, living clean, living sustainable, and, the list goes on.
That's great. And
Yeah.
of course, now having seen 34 acres, I realize I have 7 hectares in France, and this is a very large and meaningful piece of land. And
Yes.
it also puts Saramban into perspective, because the second project in Saramban is many, many times the size of that. So it gives us an idea of just how big Saramban is. And we have a nice mix there because, Saramban's industrial, Langkawi is more residential and educational, mixed development. So we have a nice mixture of developments that we're doing, which I think will give a fantastic return. And because these projects are a long way down the line, they've been negotiated over many years, both of them, we're benefiting from all this thought and planning and work that the team has been doing. So again, that's a great opportunity for us to benefit from all that hard work that's been going on. So yeah, we're very confident of these projects that we're putting forward now. Really excited about them, and also very excited to create an investment panel. I think maybe Sam can explain a bit more about that, but we're going to produce an investment panel where we look for this kind of opportunity further down the line, because obviously the money and the action with these projects will be happening in the near future, but we still need our medium and long-term plans over the next 10 years to keep providing the returns that we're looking at. And I know Nick has been working tirelessly out of the box, as we call it, to look at how cement and power, for example, can be weaved into this whole process to provide more return and better services to the people who are actually using those services as well. Is that right, Nick?
Absolutely. I mean, I had a long conversation with Ali Al-Maki on this matter, and we both get very excited when you start looking at combined heat and power, when you look at regeneration, the use of alternative fuels, particularly in Serembad. There's an opportunity, given the existing nature of abandoned palm oil farming in the area, to take a lot of that wood pulp and use it to create fuel for energy to create heat and electricity for both a local community, but also for the processing of aggregates.
That's great. And we're looking at partners. We have a local partner for concrete now who's very, very interested. And so we're looking at how to build those partnerships up. And I know, Dr. Kamalabadi, you have an amazing opportunity from Europe on the renewable energy side. Is that right, with Bragg?
Oh, yes. Well, beyond that, let me then explain since the last Zoom where I have been and what we have accomplished. So almost like a real-time report to the communities, to the investors, to our team members. So first I was in Zimbabwe, and in Zimbabwe, we did the Zoom call, and what has been done or completed? We got a letter that is fully endorsing and a mandate by the highest level of powers corridors in the country. And okay, the meeting was with 5 generals and the entire Ministry of Defense, but in charge of economy. So this is the high table that sits above the presidency and above all the government ministries. So unanimously, they have given the vote of confidence. And in the letter, they have said that they fully endorse and are behind the initiatives and programs of Future Trends Africa Manifesto and the vision of the collective rise of Africa, peaceful rise of Africa. Because this is the country that I taught how to do the transfer of powers in a peaceful manner, write a truce before any war, write amnesty to the outgoing president that was going to be ousted after 60 years by force. And they were estimated that 1 to 2 million people will die, and that is 2017. But it didn't happen. We basically created a whole modeling of a peaceful coalition. And because of that, you know, the generals have tasted the beauty of having a country run behind the scenes, but very openly and with peace. So this is the background. Now, it comes now beyond the base foundation of a peaceful order, that they want to have a hyper jump in economy and in finance. So they have adopted the Future Trends total planning for the restructuring of the whole economy, the fundamental base of infrastructure, land, the entire nation. And also it means the mining sector, agricultural sector, the energy sector, the infrastructure, as well as all other services of health, education, and also on top of this, the industry, and then on top of this, the Minister of Finance and Governor of Central Bank, and then creation of a digital economy, which is in line with our DAO and with DeFi, as well as, again, this is a centrally backed, not commanded, because we will do it as a market economy, but centrally backed, freehold market economy that involves the entire economy of the nation. What does it mean? It means for the first time, that is under the future trends, that means under the partnerships of our DAO, we have a whole nation and all of its assets on a priority basis in our hand to restructure. So if you think of Langkawi project or our Aerospace City project, you multiply it by 1,000 minimum. That is what we are getting. And the priority rights are in our hands. Written, endorsed, and mandated, and soon they will be visit with all 20 ministers of the state, all of them. In fact, I will have the priority right to promote or demote any one of them who is not complying with a speedy development of this program. So you are talking about the entire GDP of the country and its multiplication in our hand. And primarily using the local assets. So because we call it local assets, local resources and local capital and local human capital with the international monies only as a starting trigger. And the end objective is an Africa and Zimbabwe that will be so wealthy above some of the GCC countries, and that they will become the exporter of capital and of finance and of financial aid to other developing countries. So this is as real as you can get, as serious as you can get, and it is already done. That means that the foundation has already been approved. So, and we have the letter. This letter is unusual to come out. And so that letter can be shared anytime because it's a public letter. Beyond that, there will be even a stronger endorsement letter that we are working for the next month. Now, with that, through South Africa, I came to London. And in London, we have now had at least 5 top meetings. And here are the initiatives that we have here. The number one that will be compatible with the DAO initiative, our CDFI stable DAO initiative. The first thing we are doing is a government issued bond at the level of $5 billion US. So we signed the MOU last night. So I signed a written documented MOU that the government and the international cooperation system will multi-ministry issue a bond of $5 billion. And we already have the buyers of the bond ready in UK itself, as well as other parts of Europe, as well as the GCC sources of capital. So before we issue the bond, it is already called for. It is already, the investment is already allowed. We may or may not wish to consult after for another round of capital raising from the retail to just hybrid it, because this is already a wholesale, what we talked about, wholesale and institutional buying into the system as a hybrid is already being confirmed and the MOU signed. So this is another very important element because it is more sustainability and also responsible development bond. Yes, the priority projects will be Africa and will be Zimbabwe, very interesting, back to back. And then the secondary projects are the Belgian Renewable Energy Group. For your information, the Belgian Renewable Energy Group is a company in which I am 30% shareholder and also the chairman. So it is not a partner company, it is our insider company that we prepared and developed over only 1.5 years. And we first brought in 120 plus projects in 50 countries. Then we did the funneling and shrank and shrank and shrank and sifted and lifted. And we now have 15 projects in about 2 regions, primarily in the USA, with all the legal compliances, everything completely done, pre-development phase completed. So $1.5 billion of projects in US and another $1.5 billion worth of mature projects outside of the US, and a deal pipeline that is 10x of that. So we have a whole new, and as you would know, the renewable and green energy is like an infrastructure project. The IRR is not, the rate of return is not very top and not risky, but it is extended long time. That means after the construction period and the return on investments, there will be a long term of free ride. So it is like a money that will grow in a stable situation. And also because of the tax rebate and the tax incentives, there will be the compound return on investments will be higher. So definitely we have this project being prepared for our participation. Okay, it is in the ecosystem. It is not yet directly under our DAO system, but at any time we could turn it into that system if is necessary and if it is useful to our investor community and constituents. And so besides that, even in London, we met with our partner, which is the Commonwealth, and there is another two organizations, Commonwealth Entrepreneur Club and also Global Entrepreneur Club that has 3,000 SMEs of UK as members, which through our future trends will be spending them and growing them globally. So it is our model of global growth and acceleration and multiplication of each of those member companies by a very organized array of industrial sectors. So the agriculture will be agriculture and food, the mining will be mining sector, agricultural machinery will be separate, construction and contracting will be different, cement and other building materials will be a series, textile will be other series. So we have by industrial sectors, and water will be water resources. And by the way, in the Belgian Renewable Energy Group, we developed our own water solutions called AquaBreg. It is a container, large container that takes any source of dirty water, whether the ocean, desalination, or river, or the brackish water, or under the ground, or any kind of sludge, and separates, turns it not only through reverse osmosis, but we have our own box of proprietary management, and then turns it into versatile, usable water. That means either drinkable or agricultural irrigation, or even highest quality pure water for the industry. So we have this project already passed all the approvals of the government for the safety and security and quality and the health of the water. Container already is produced, and now we have gotten pre-orders to go global. So whether we'll sell container or actually use it to produce water in communities, especially it's mobile. The functions are, it is all renewable energy, 24 hours. And it has its own storage. It has its own 1 million cubic meters per day of the water. And so it is like you have a container, can go any village, any island, and you can have 10 of them and 2 layers, 20 of them in a stack. So it's very modular. And so you can go and supply to the whole village or to the city or to only a hospital or to any other community or any industry that is out in the desert or in the mountainous areas. So we have made a very versatile and very unique, fully renewable energy and fully clean water exiting from any source of water. It's only the rate of the usage of energy and the output to input ratio that differs a little bit and very much price sensitive. So this is one other of those projects. And by the way, in our ecosystem, literally, if not, we don't want people to be scared, but it's in reality about 1,000 such projects in our hand. So we are just basically chipping the tip of the iceberg. So in this system, therefore, there were two, a whole national government, a supra government behind us to do the entire restructuring of the economy. Okay, as if we were the government of Malaysia and we had the whole thing in our hand. So this is the scale of the X by minimum 1,000X of what we are already doing. And as well as the other one is the government bond from the new government system of UK, which is a no-brainer. And it is one of those top institutional arrangements, and that the buying of the, what you call it, subscription is already, you can say, completely done, a no-brainer, but we will still open it probably to diversify and to have the benefit with the investor community and the benefit to the rural area and to the needy areas, but on steady return projects on not only sustainable, I call it regenerative economy. The whole goal of what we do is the masses and the rural areas, that they will not only receive, we don't believe in giveaways, that they will be involved in the regenerative and productive economy. So give the power back to the people in a real practical way, rather than only theoretical democracy. So this is what we all are about. We are all about goodwill, good economy, good finance, sound structures, sound partnerships, and we are only in the beginning of event formation. In these few days in London, I am bringing the different teams all together. So about 30 people who didn't know each other, they were in the loops of 2 or 3, but each one of them are partners, and especially our originally started Tiller Capital that now has become a whole group of companies in the basically, we can say metaverse of banking to go to the metaverses of other things. And also we have also telemedicine plus physical medicine, for example, how we create synergies. In Zimbabwe, there is a Zimbabwean Australian gentleman doctor who went back. He even sold his last house to develop an entire new medical system. So selfless. And then the president was moved, gave him 70 acres of free land. Near where? At the Victoria Falls. So this will be a most beautiful area, just like our Langkawi project, with the land granted already transferred, and with the entire medical system teams that we have put together. And with now the other side of that, the economic board of the defense fully behind it, and ourselves behind it, and then to which we are bringing this, our own other Reliant and Tiller Health organization together. And we have tons of other global doctors that will be coming on board. In fact, Mr. Benjamin Remington from the Remington family, he already committed to create a hospital, to invest 1 hospital there. So, you know, what we do is we already get pre-commitments before we even announce. So we have learned not to say anything that will not be real, because over time we are accounted for. So whatever I say, it is a done deal. I have gotten the letter, not just the promise, but the letter of full endorsement from a national government, supra government, to be behind the private global international initiative of the entire rise of the affluence of the entire 20 million population. And by the way, Zimbabwe's advantage is 1, they were British educated. 2, they have in the 3.5 million foreigners, second generation, who are the citizens. So every single rural area and villager speaks perfect English, proper English, and also super smart. So we have a very interesting model economy to build with the community of investors, with our board of directors and your multi-financial savvy structures, and plus the capital that we raised, because at the moment, the exciting thing is that there has been so much support. If we have 350,000 in about 10 days, I mean, that speaks for itself. Even the average being the lowest minimum level, but most of the people are going for the higher level of ticket. So we don't want to say numbers because we don't want to be promising anything. Always don't promise, overpromise, and we do lowballing. But ourselves, we want to surprise ourselves, and we want to surprise the whole ecosystem. So we will not marry or celebrate unless and until the full cycle has been done, the subscription period closed, the KYC is completed, the highest level of participation allowed, and then one day the subscription period opens and closes, the money is in, and then seamlessly the money is transferred to the prime project that we all talked about, because we don't want to reallocate to something new, because that's how you keep your promises. And then you add to it. So it has to go to the project. The project has to turn the agricultural land into industrial. Then, okay, one project is done, because the money valuation increase will happen as soon as the agricultural project is legally turned into industrial. And then it will be multiplied once the different industries are actually implemented. And we don't wait. By then, we will go to the other projects, whether it's the Langkawi Island in the same country, or we diversify to other countries and then gradually to other projects, SAVI projects. One common theme, and then I will end up. The common theme is, again, the masses, or you can say retail investors, hybrid with wholesale or institutional investors, go to the most attractive and stable projects in the stable countries and create the greater good for the masses and for the society and for the rural area. These are the common traits of our future that you can follow. This is almost like our branding globally.
Great. Thank you so much, Farzam. And this is all because we had a Chinese Zoom just 4 days ago, and you explained to me how Future Trends was your brainchild that you established in 1992. So you have done 3 decades of collaboration with various governments and private sectors around the world to bring these deals together. And the testament of these deals are sprawling metropolises, master plans that now are home to millions, if not over 1 billion people. So that's 1 billion down. There's still 2.5 billion to go over the next 27 years. That's the expectation. By 2050, another 2.5 billion people in this world will be joining an urban environment, and it is up to us to efficiently and effectively build and structure this for the future generations.
And mind you, very important to say that ours is not only to bring the rural populations into townships. Sometimes we will do even the reverse, because the rural areas can be developed with the communication of the modern information technology, and the productive forces in their own local areas can be utilized. So I will be bringing the Minister of Rural Economy of the Big Congo in February, early February, for a blockchain conference in which I'm the keynote speaker, and they will come with a delegation of 20, and they will meet with all the blockchain community, not just crypto, but the blockchain and digital economy community, governmental and private, and especially with you, Sam, because we will master plan for the Congo, the People's Republic of, sorry, not People's Republic, it's China, Democratic Republic of Congo, and DRC, Kinshasa, 100 million population, 88 million of which are in the rural areas. So while we also work on the what we call it, development of townships and not just mega metropolitans. We don't believe in mega metropolitans. We call them cancerous materialism. They have to be now, in fact, reversed to the cities, then to the township, and then to the rural area, while some of them will come to the new development industrial region. So it is going to be a flow of 2 directions, but the theme is rising of their economy in financial gains and in wealth accumulation and wealth distribution, while we bring new technologies and the new modernity to them.
Absolutely. And just like one of my previous keynotes on the topic of sustainable urbanization and modular housing, I believe that the opportunity, like you said, is to build these new urban environments in the rural locations. But of course, in order for them to function as effective urban environments with the necessary GDP and upside, we really need to focus on the infrastructure. So once we solve the connectivity issue, then people don't have to uproot themselves away from their friends, family, and neighbors, and move into a city only to see their family or their friends once or twice a year. They can just bullet train in 250 kilometers to the other side of the county in the morning, and then another 250 kilometers out again during the night. That is a much more effective use of global resources as well. As we all know, traveling via the railway system is the most efficient way to move not only human beings, but also goods and products as well. So on that, I just want to hand over back to Tris, Ralph, and Nick to kind of summarize, as we are running up to our 1 hour mark. And just
and with your permission, I will say goodbye early because I have to go to other meetings while in London to meet several people. Yeah, with your permission.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bassam.
When I am in Belgium, Leuven, we will have another Zoom call and I'll give you the report there.
Okay. See you in 3 days.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's great. Over to you.
Yeah, we'll go to Ralph.
Yeah. Who's gonna start? Okay, yeah. I'm here in Malaysia with Tris. We just arrived today, and we are picking up the negotiations with the local government, with the authorities, that started in August. Very promising and very substantial. When we had our first talks, it was been a very great atmosphere, and we picked them up and going even more substantial. Rodi just showed firsthand a little variety of the projects that are already in progress, that are negotiated. That's all fine, and there's more to come, and we're gonna fix that. And and there's one I can think of without disclosing any details. There will be one very important appointment that Tris somebody needs a good friend to hold his hand. That's gonna be me, I guess. Okay, yeah. So that's for Malaysia. I think, but I'm sorry. That goes for me, and Tris and Nick has something to add, I think.
And Nick, you're just about to get on the plane, is that right?
That's correct. As you know, we have a appointment to meet with the government and explain to them our preparedness to pursue the opportunity with their support in developing a commercial zone for avionics. We're quite excited about it. They've been working on this development for over 5 years. They've sent ministers around the world. They've sent our colleague Yoon, who showed up for one of these board meetings. He's gone out to Canada and met with people like Bombardier and other large industrial. And we're looking forward to agreeing with them the contracting so that we can start the process of converting the land from rural to industrial, and help them transfer the existing MOUs into contracts for long leases so that we can build the infrastructure and deliver a large working community, employing people, developing infrastructure, and of course looking for the most efficient and sustainable ways to generate power, aggregates, use existing wood pulp, etc., so that we can optimize our returns and stay within the sustainable and social guidelines that we are all hoping to maintain.
Fantastic, and that produces a long tail of returns, which should push us well into the 10-year horizon. Is that right, Nick?
Yeah, so what's interesting is these leases are all on a 25-year basis, and the aim here is to provide Stable DAO an opportunity to benefit from its initial investment into this project. By being part of the initial investment, the Stable DAO team then gets the benefit of participating in these long-term, long-tail contracts, where we will be using institutional capital to construct industrial resources and create long-term leases, which generate long-tail income for us, which we're excited about.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thanks for all the work you've done on that too, by the way. That's amazing. really completes the team between all of us.
Absolutely. So thank you, Nick, Ralph, and Tris for explaining how the capital will function once it is available for deployment. The management of the capital and the flow of capital requires, firstly, the capital to be all traced and KYC'd. So that is why we're extending the timeline for registrations by another 3 days before we do a hard stop, and giving ourselves internally 4 more days after the 3 days to just do KYCs with the community with no more additional registration. Again, I can't stress enough that we cannot have people participate in the upside of this opportunity if they're not KYC'd. So we're dealing with regulators on a daily basis, and we do not want to leave any room for exposure where they say no, we cannot bring your money into the opportunity because all the KYC for the money that we've received has not been accounted for. So that is why, to balance the need of the community for a little bit of an extension, and the balance the need for us as well to really catch up on KYCs, and also to make up for the fact that the website has been running a little bit slow in the first couple of days of the 14-day EPP. We have decided to make the 14 days now 17 days. That is followed by 4 more days of KYC processing with no additional registration. So we look forward to everybody's participation on excuse me, the 5th, but before then we will be running KYCs for another registrations for another 3 days, which will bring us to the 2nd. And so look forward to everybody just giving and making the most of the last 3 days of open registrations, and let's see if we could run past 500,000. I think that'll be a great achievement to have a 500,000 community within 20 days.
Yeah, amazing.
Agreed. Very exciting.
Great.
Right.
Thank you, everyone. Let's wrap up. Please. You guys are not jet lagged in Malaysia.
No,
Not at all.
We're professionals. We never get jet lagged. Chris, maybe. I'm not kidding.
You guys don't look jet lagged at all, but please do take care. I understand you guys are awfully busy, have a full schedule planned. And let me know if you need any support from my team whilst you guys are traveling, and we'll continue supporting the growth of Stable DAO and supporting the growth of all these great projects that we are on the cusp of funding and growing, and of course benefiting as investors ourselves. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Roddy. Thanks for coming
Thank
on. Good night.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.